Mike Stark here with Senator Stabenow. Senator Stabenow, the broader index of unemployment is approaching 20%, and I know Michigan's been hit really hard.
It's horrible.
Foreclosures are at a record pace, still accelerating, and it doesn't look like there's any end to that crisis, and I know Michigan's been hit really hard there as well. The credit markets are still frozen.
Right.
We haven't done anything to get money to small businesses.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's record bonus time at Goldman Sachs and the rest of the big banks on Wall Street. And a lot of progressives are losing faith in the Geithner, Bernanke, Larry Summers economic team. When's it come time? When do things get bad enough that we're going to start seeing a co-equal branch up here start putting pressure on the White House, asking them if their economic team really gets Main Street?
Well, first of all, they were handed a huge mess a number of months ago and have done a lot to tighten things up. It hasn't moved as fast as I would like, but they have tightened things up in terms of the rules.
I agree with Geithner and Summers, but Bernanke was there since 2002, and he's up for confirmation. It looks like it's going to sail through.
Well, I'm not on the committee, but I will tell you I'm in a meeting today, and there were hearings yesterday where Secretary Geithner spoke, where there were tough questions asked, and I'm in a meeting today on this very topic. We've got to make sure small businesses have capital, that our auto suppliers have capital, that we can keep jobs going. Money was given to the big investment banks, and they held on to it. They did not turn around and lend it, and so it's very legitimate, and we are asking the tough questions and pressing them now. One
story I saw that I'd love to see a follow-up on was an AP story. Through Freedom of Information, they got Geithner's phone records, and what it showed was that the vast majority, like 90% of his calls, were taken from Lloyd Blankfein and the CEO of JP Morgan. He took, I think, 3 calls from Chris Dodd and a couple of calls from Barney Frank, but the vast majority of them came from the Wall Street he came from. And his entire worldview seems to be shaped by Wall Street. I think he just doesn't, it may be possible that he doesn't get Main Street because he doesn't have any interaction with Main Street.
Let me just go back, though, and say, I mean, I was here under 8 years of President Bush, under Hank Paulson, under that whole group, and saw what happened last fall and what got us to this point, the policies that got us to this point of no oversight, no regulation. And so I'm not going to focus on an individual, but I am going to focus on the policies. I know from direct conversations with the president that he gets it. And so we've just got to move this, and you know, as they're getting beyond the cleanup now into moving into the areas where they want to be, I'm anxious and will continue to push.
I know you know a lot of folks are depending on you to clean this up. Thanks very much.